Hi everyone, here's a look at Laguna Seca in the Pro Mazda. This is default morning. And I'm just looking for the correct lap. I ran the same lap time identically twice, but one had an off track, so I don't want to use it. Okay, just making sure you brake late into this braking zone, and making sure you get the car into this inside curbing here. As if you go wide of it, you lose a lot of time, so you get tight, then exit hard out. On the entry lap, it doesn't really matter if you get in the green grass to get to 1x, it probably gives you a better run out doing that. Okay, now down here, I'm looking for this line as my braking marker. Now, I'm not braking at it, I'm braking a fair amount after it, but it's just the reference I use consistently. So a decent amount after that white line here. I'm probably more braking just as the 2 is in frame, but I find those outer braking boards are a bit difficult to spot. And I'm down 2 gears into third under braking. Now this is the corner you really need to overslow the car. It feels like you just want to launch it in there, but if you carry too much apex speed and you understeer out, it costs you a lot of time. So you kind of want to be a bit tentative on entry. Sort of overslow it a bit and get it into a tight first apex, and then bring it back hard into a tight second apex and push out wide. When done correctly, the corner will feel like one smooth flowing motion. Down 2 into the first apex, and then cut across back in the second. Now, probably ideally you're meant to bring it in with the front wheel very close to that apex, but I find you can just carry a bit more speed and not quite hit it quite as flush, maybe get close to the curb but don't touch it, and still get a really good exit and carry the speed out there. Now I'm just slightly braking here. I know traditionally you don't have to brake at this corner, but I find if you touch the brakes just a tiny bit, it moves the car onto the nose and just gives it a bit better turn in and front grip through the corner. Now you're close to that inside apex and pushing the car out. Now I grabbed the sand there, but it didn't give me an off track, luckily. It was close though. Now this next corner is flat. If you can't take it flat, you haven't got the setup done right. Don't lift the throttle at all, just turn into the apex and push the car out. You'd need to put a fair amount of steering lock on, as it's quite easy just to let the car drift a little bit too wide and then you're out in the sand. Now on entry into here, you're braking in between the 2 and the 1 marker and quickly transitioning into turning. You need to get the car right into this inside curbing here, get close to this red marker, then get hard in the throttle to push it out wide and give you a good run up the hill. You want to use that outside corner, outside curbing if possible. It's really important to sort of transition the braking into turning into one smooth motion here. If you're a little bit too late on turn in, it costs you. You really do not want to be running wide. You have to get a tight inside apex here. It'll look quite smooth when you get it right. Now up into this corner, I'm not sure the name of it, but it's probably the hardest corner in the track. I'm just staying in 5th through here. I was going to say I don't think I'm braking, but I might be just giving the brake just the absolute slightest amount of pressure. I think that's more a safety brake than anything. but you're mostly just lifting off through here. And if you want to just bring the weight forward with the slight brake input, you're welcome to do it, but you certainly don't really want to be braking too much through here. So you're just lifting off into that inside apex, and you want to run the car out fairly wide. Although the corner might seem like it's more for the tight line, the way the amount of grip through here is will push the car out wide, and you want to use all the track, but you don't want to get on the outside curb too much as it catches the car and loses a lot of momentum. Now, you're braking here at the crest. You want to be basically on a straight line up and over this crest, and you're braking just before you hit the 3 marker. Because you can't obviously see the corkscrew at this point, but this is what you're setting your braking point up into. So you're transitioning hard, trying to brake the car in a straight line. Even though the corner is obviously quite angled, you can actually straighten the braking marker. And after you brake into a straight line, you then transition the car up and over this left-hand corner. And then cut back straight to the right. Again, it's unseen until you're over the crest, but you just through doing it several times get the feel of where to turn to, and you want to get hard on the throttle and exit to push it out. If you don't get the setup completely right through here, it's very easy to have a car that's unsettled and slow. You don't want to be spinning it up mid-corner. So I'm braking quite in a straight line, even though it may seem like you want to hold to the outside of the track. I just find if you can get it straight line, it settles the car in the transition into the first apex here. Nah. And quickly hard back on the throttle and exit. No fuss, but that's fine. Now after going through here, you want to transition the car back to the right to cut left through here. It's not quite flat. Oh, actually, I lie. I didn't lift through there at all. My bad. So you can move the car from the outside curb, and you want to get it into the inside apex. Right about here. Done. Just flat, by the looks of it. I thought you may have to lift a tiny amount, but because this is in the cooler morning weather, you can just take it flat. And this car has full downforce on it. I've got 32 front wing. I've noticed a few of the sets I've seen around here have been running a bit less than full, but I don't think there's enough straights here to warrant running less, but it's a personal driving style thing also. So you want to you're braking, but you're braking kind of closer to the 1 marker, and you're turning in late. You want to sort of think of it as a late apex, so you're moving across to the right, turning in late. Laguna Seca nicely marks the apex in every corner with a red mark there, and that's exactly what you're aiming for. I don't think I actually used the red markers, but now that I'm watching it on replay, they do mark out well which part of the corner to aim for. Carry the momentum out wide, then cut back through here. You're braking kind of between the 1 marker and the 2 marker, braking quite hard. I'm possibly over braking here a little bit because I see I go full. Yeah, maybe a bit too much, but it didn't unsettle the front wheels. Then you want to cut back across to the inside curb and push the car out, but not too far. You're out in the AstroTurf and that's a 1x. And there's a lap. That was a 16.317. I think there was maybe a little bit left in it, but probably not a huge amount. This is a track that you can surprisingly get on the limit quite quickly, I find. There's lots of tiny little details to find, but within a few laps you should be able to find the limit, because the corners are all quite self-explanatory. There's nothing too difficult here in this car. Here's just a lap in fast motion.